and subtraction of fractions. Addition and subtraction of fractions. We're taking example 1. Find the sum of 2 whole number 1 over 2 and 3 whole number 1 over 8. Two whole number 1 over 2 plus 3 whole number 1 over 8. Now, to do this, firstly, you can go ahead and add the whole numbers first. 2 plus 3 is going to give us 5. Write it here. The next thing is to look for the LCM, the lowest common multiple of the denominators. The LCM is 8. The next thing, just as we did in that ordering of fraction, this denominator divide the LCM. Whatever we get, we use that multiply the numerator. We do it here, also do it here. Now, 2 divided 8 is going to give us 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 8 divided 8 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Here we have 5 whole number. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 over 8. So the sum of these two fractions gives us 5 whole number, 5 over 8. You can also use the second method. The second method is you can choose to, first of all, change this to improper fraction. When you change to improper fraction, you now use the method of LCM and get the additional fraction. To change this to improper fraction, this and this, use the denominator, multiply the whole number, and whatever you get, you add it to the numerator. That is 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 over 2. This is mixed fraction. This one, mixed fraction. This is improper fraction. Now, to change this one, the same thing, 8 times 3, 24. 24 plus 1, 25. We have 25 over 8. So these have been changed to improper fraction, and we can do get the LCM normally, just like we did here, and we can still arrive at the same answer. Now, we go very quickly to the next example here. The example is that's example 2. Find a fraction which, when added to 2 whole number 1 over 8, gives 4 whole number 2 over 3. The fraction which, when added to 2 whole number 1 over 8, let's say the fraction is, we don't know the fraction. So find the fraction. When you add it to 2 whole number 1 over 8, you now get 4 whole number 2 over 3. I don't know the fraction, but let me just use x to represent it. I say, okay, x is that fraction. When I add x to 2 whole number 1 over 8, I'll now get 4 whole number 2 over 3. Now, you see from this that these two were added to get this, meaning that these are additives and this one is sum. And if you remember what we did in addition of numbers, missing digits, we said that for additives, when you're looking for any additive, you subtract the other additive from the sum. This is the sum. We use that minus this additive to get this other additive we are looking for. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So to get x is equal to 4 whole number 2 over 3 minus 2 whole number 1 over 8. Now, we're going to do the subtraction. Then, subtraction 4 minus 2 is going to give us 2. Now, we have to look for the LCM of these denominators. LCM of 3 and 8. 2, bring out 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 1. 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8 times 3 is 24. 24 is the LCM. 3 divided 24 is going to give us 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Minus 8 divided 24 is going to give us 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 whole number 16 minus 3 gives us 13. 13 over 24. So the additive x is 2 whole number 13 over 24. This is the number that we're going to add to 2 whole number 1 over 8 to get 4 whole number 2 over 3. Move quickly to the next example there. Example 3. Find what is left if one whole number 1 over 2 is taken away from 3 whole number 1 over 3. One whole number 1 over 2 is taken away from 3 whole number 1 over 3. This was taken away from this, meaning that this minus this. So we have 3 whole number 1 over 3 minus 1 whole number 1 over 2. Okay, now we begin normally. 3, the whole numbers, 3 minus 1 gives us 2. Next is to look for the LCM of the denominators. When you look for the LCM of the denominators, 3 and 2, you get 6. Now, the next 3 divides 6 is 2. Use that 2 to multiply the numerator. 2 times 1 is 2. Write it down. Now, bring out your minus. 2 divides 6 gives you 3. 3 times 1 gives you 3. Now, 2 minus 3, it can't go. You can't take away 3 from 2. So what do? You will have to borrow 1 from the whole number. 2, the one you are borrowing from this whole number has the value of the LCM, 6. You are taking 1 from here to add to this 1, to add to this 2, so I can increase it, so I can be able to remove 3. But that one you are taking from this whole number is not just 1. It has the value of the LCM, 6. So when I take 1 from here, that one I'm taking means 6. So I'm going to add 6 to this place. And when I take 1 from here, what is left here is 1. So that's it. 1. I'm going to add 6 to this one to increase it. 6 plus 2 minus 3 over 6. What it means is that if the LCM were to be 12, if I take 1 from here, that one I'm taking means 12. Now that is 6. If I take 1 from here, the one I took means 6. Take notes. Alright, so here I have one whole number. 6 plus 2 gives us 8. 8 minus 3 gives us 5. One whole number, 5 over 6. This is 8. Now the other method you can use to do this, so you can avoid borrowing, is this. You have to first of all change this to improper fraction. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. I have 10 over 3 minus 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 over 2. When I do this, I'm going to quickly do it. LCM is 6. 3 divided 6 is going to give us 2. 2 times 10 is 20. Minus 2 divided 6, 3 times 3 is 9. 20 minus 9 is 11. 11 over 6. Now, when you change this improper fraction to mixed fraction, 6 divided 11 is going to give us 1 remainder 5. And that means one whole number, the remainder 5 over divisor 6. You see? So whichever one you like, you can make use of. They are the same. Now, very quickly, we have to go to the next section